Hello everyone, it's Melissa and I am here to do a quick video share. I have another layout I'm getting ready to start, so I wanted to film the first part. So I'm going to be scrapping these two photographs, and my plan is to do 8.5 by 11, but I'm going to attempt to make them Polaroids or maybe Instax kind of looking. So we'll see. I printed these, they're right now 3 by 4 with a white border from my home printer, so see what I can come up with. But I just kind of want to see, I'm hoping to stamp my title. I have these Concord and 9th. These are their, what are these called? Let me check. One's a new release. Sophisticated strip. So one's upper and one's lower, and they're from Concord and 9th. And I do plan on stamping my title, which I'm hoping to be Shamrock Shenanigans. So I'm also planning to use, this is a Sahara sand, like a taupe from Stampin' Up. This is from Echo Park. This is from Lucky Charm. It's a pattern paper with like a plaid. I like it. It'll be nice to add to my pages. And then I also pulled some things. I only have a handful of St. Patrick's Day related stamp sets. So this one's called Pinch Proof. It's an old one. These two are just from Studio G, which is, I guess, the Michaels dollar spot. This is the My Favorite Things, and this one's called Lucky. Some really cute sentiments and images on there. And then I pulled 3 dies. This is the Tailored Expressions, the Weather Confetti, and Paper Tray Ink Cloud die. A rainbow from Paper Smooches, and some shamrocks. So yeah, let's see what I can come up with, and I will be back soon. Thanks. Hey everyone, I wanted to just come back to show you how my first part of my embossing turned out. Now, what you're gonna find if you decide to, I really like brush script and stuff like that, so I'm really into it. But one of the things when stamping, you'll see some of my my letters aren't connected and stuff like that. So to rectify that situation, to try to keep it as straight as possible, I drew a very light pencil mark. So to rectify that, I'm gonna just take, you have 2 options. You can take a like embossing marker, they make those, and you can fill in. But I'm actually just going to take a fine tip, like one of my fine tip pens, and I'm going to fill it in and connect it. And I might add more embossing powder. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to see how it takes if it's still wet when I apply it, but otherwise I'm just going to leave it. So like, I mean, no one would ever know this, but you know, I know they're not connected, so I'm going to try my best to connect these. So yeah, just a little tip, just to take a marker and connect them yourself. And like I said, you can try more embossing powder. This is just black VersaFine with clear embossing powder, because I like that best. So yeah, just a quick tip. Okay, so that actually worked well. So I'm going to show you all my connections, and actually I ended up adding a tail to this S. And one of the things I forgot to point out the first time is that my stamping kind of made my eye askew, so I ended up extending it with the marker. I used this Micron 05, and it actually, as long as I did a little section at a time and added the embossing powder, it worked. So I ended up making my own dot on my eye after I brought it all together. So I'm going to stamp my next part of my title, and then once I'm done with that, I'll go ahead and erase my pencil lines. So it looks awesome. Yay! Hello YouTube, this is Melissa and I'm back with a layout share. I explained in the first part of the video that I was going to try to use some St. Patty's Day supplies that I had on hand. I didn't end up using all of them. I will show you as I go what I did end up using, and so yeah, let's get started. So for the paper, I used, well, first let me show you an overall look of my layout. There's some sequins, there's this little, I'll tell you about it, but there's some washi back here, a piece of cardstock, sticker, and some shamrocks, and this was heat embossed, as I showed you in the earlier part of this video. And so yeah, so here, this paper is just from the Echo Park, the Lucky Charm collection, and this is an 8.5 by 11. The sequins I used were gold, and they were from Pretty Pink Posh. This is just a piece of vellum that I cut with this Kaiser Craft circle mesh, and I just added it to the back for some texture. No other reason but to have something back there. I ended up using a stitched rectangle from Lawn Fawn and cut some, I want to say it's wasabi cardstock, a green that I had in my stash. Here's the rectangles. And then this green piece of washi that I added to the top and the bottom is actually from this Kelly Purkey. I don't even know what it's called, but I just tore it in half and used some on the top, some on the bottom. And then I had a piece of chipboard frame that I just pulled, it was just a half that I pulled from my frame stash here. This Irish for the Day is from, these aren't all from the $3 spot from Target, but that particular one was. And actually they're pins, and what I do is I remove the back, just take some needle nose pliers and I pull it off, and then I just use it as a piece of flair. These Polaroids I cut from my Cameo, and this little rainbow piece of faux washi is actually a sticker that I used from the sticker accent sheet from Lucky Charm from Echo Park. I really like this. So, and actually this shamrock frame, it's actually a Polaroid, but I cut it so I could use some for another project, is back there. This Lucky Me I've Got You is a stamp, and that is from Pinch Proof from Stampin' Up. It's right here, and I actually didn't want the exclamation point, so I just masked it off with some painter's tape before I stamped it. I do that a lot because I'm unfortunately one of those people that has a hard time cutting my stamps. That was obviously a rubber stamp, but in general, I just usually mask. Kiss Kiss is a clear sticker from Pocket Pages, Me and My Big Ideas. I just put it on there. And then, as I explained before, the Shamrock Shenanigans, that is from Concord and Ninth, and it's their Sophisticated Script, their upper, and then this one be the lowercase. And I really like it. And then the shamrocks were cut with the Tailored Expressions, these dies here. And the vellum I used, it's hard to see because it's just there in the background, but it's from the Stampin' Up. It was a freebie from their celebration. And yeah, I just used a piece from here. And that's it. I added my journaling as usual with my typewriter and called it good. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Bye.